Morning, everybody, and at this time, will sergeants please start their recording?
PC recording started.
Thank you.
Start recording started.
Thank you.
Backup is rolling.
Thank you. And at this time, will Sergeant Hannah please start with our opening?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's remote New York City Council hearing on the votes on civil and human rights. At this time, would all panelists please turn on their videos? Once again, if all panelists can turn on their videos. To minimize on vibrate or silent. Thank you for your cooperation. We're ready to begin.
Chairman, you can start.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Matthew Eugene, and I'm the chair of the Civil and Human Rights Committee. Thank you for joining our virtual vote today on Proposed Introduction 2082A, sponsored by Councilmember Powers. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge my colleagues on the committee who have joined us. I think that Councilmember Jerome is here, Councilmember Perkins. Any other council member here?
Yes, we have all members.
Can you please mention the name for me?
Sure. We have
Councilmember Barron is here.
Oh, Barons, always.
Thank you.
So much, Councilmember Barons. And Councilmember is Lenders here?
and Councilmember Perkins.
I'm here, Mr. Chair, yes.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right.
I'm trying to give subliminal messages.
Okay. In response to the reports about discrimination against Section 8 voucher holders, in 2008, the Council enacted a local law adding a lawful source of income to the New York City Human Rights Law, NYCHRL, as a protected class for protective tenants, making it illegal to refuse to rent an apartment because someone has a housing assistance voucher. The law prohibited landlords and real estate brokers with a building of 6 or more units from refusing to rent to current or prospective tenants who use any form of governmental assistance to pay their rent. Despite a prohibition against SOI discrimination, it continues to exist as a barrier to permanent housing. In response to continued discrimination, the New York City Commission on Human Rights formed a special SOI discrimination unit in 2018. The SOI unit has been instrumental in combating discrimination against those who apply for housing using rental assistance vouchers. The unit investigates and, if applicable, prosecute real estate brokers and landlords in New York City who refuse to rent to tenants based on their lawful source of income. Between 2018 and 2019, the unit has been investigated and resolved over 350 cases of SOI discrimination. CCHR's SOI discrimination unit also filed 176 cases of source of income-based discrimination against landlords and brokers in New York City. However, as we heard at the committee's 2018 budget hearing, SOI discrimination remains rampant in this city. In 2019, after consistent organizing effort from stakeholders and advocates, the state took action to ban SOI discrimination statewide by amending the state human rights law. As opposed to the city SOI law, the state SOI law covers all buildings and units, except for rental units and 2-family homes occupied by owner, rentals and rooming house occupied by the owner, rental of all rooms to persons of same sex in certain senior housing. The NICHRL is more limited in scope because it does not cover properties with fewer than 6 units. Intro 2882A seeks to expand this scope in an effort to help more New Yorkers facing this type of discrimination. The bill also clarified the definition of lawful source of income to be more inclusive of other type of lawful income that low-income New Yorkers may have access to. It is of utmost importance to us in New York City that we strengthen the city human rights law to the greatest extent possible when it comes to discrimination in housing. While the city's laws currently contain some of the strongest and most comprehensive protections, including prohibiting discrimination in housing based on a generous list of protected classes, there's always more to be done. I'd like to thank committee staff Valky Miri, senior counsel to the committee, William Dewey, policy analyst, and Nevin Singh, finance analyst. And I would like also to thank my staff, Melissa Wilson. Now I would like to turn it over to my colleague, Council Member Atkins, for some remarks. He is the prime sponsor of the Intro 2082A.
Sorry, Chair Eugene, Councilmember Powers won't be joining us for remarks. We can call the vote.
I'm sorry?
We can call the vote. Councilmember Powers is not joining us for remarks.
Okay, thank you so much, very much, Becky. Thank you so much. Now I will now call the vote. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll, please?
Sir, good morning. William Martin, Committee Clerk, roll call vote, Committee on Civil and Human Rights. Introduction 2082A, Chair Eugene.
I vote aye.
Barron.
Thank you. I vote aye and ask to be added to the list of sponsors. Thank you.
Sure. Drum.
Aye.
Lander.
Vote aye.
Perkins.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. By a vote of 5 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions, introduction has been adopted by the committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much to all my colleagues, and thank you also to all the wonderful staff of the City Council. And with this, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.